What is up, y'all? Back here again discussing Justified City Prime Evil. I was supposed to have already started on this series. I was going to do a test run and see if I actually wanted to do it, but I was like, I might as well go ahead and get into it. I've been watching it. Episode 1 was kind of slow for me until they killed the judge. Really, y'all killed Keith David on the first episode. I thought he was going to be a regular in the series. This video is over, man. I'm done. But no, I'm playing though. I wish he would have went a little longer in the series, but I guess they use his character to pretty much set up the rest of the season here. Or I don't know to call this a season or not, because this is a limited series from what I understand. So I don't know if this is going to be like a full blown like 4 or 5 seasons or something like that. But I am coming into this as a person who has not seen the original Justified, so I don't know what's going on going into this. So that's all I have to go off of. I know he's coming from Kentucky or something like that, Raylan Givens. So if y'all want to go back and check out the original Justified, let me know down below in the comments. Get enough feedback, I can go back and look at that. So definitely make sure to run up the likes on this one, so I can know if there's something y'all want me to do, and also let me know in the comments. And man, hit that super thanks, man. I'm trying to get this first YouTube check. I'm like, you gotta have $100. I'm like at 65 right now. I would have been at 100 already, but YouTube and this 30% cut, goddamn. And Apple is taking theirs too. But if the person uses the YouTube app, Apple has to get their cut. So that's killing me too, man. Shoot. But anyway, side note, y'all don't care about me, man. Like, get to the point. All right. So I'm gonna condense this down. Episodes 1 through 4 here. I'm going to talk probably a little bit more about the latter episodes. Just real quick, the first episode, like I said, I thought I'm like, okay, this is a little slow. I do have the reaction up as well if y'all want to do the watch along, but you'll have to have a second device and follow along with me. But that's up if y'all want to check that out. But just with the analytics, I'm probably not going to do something like that again. I think most people want to see the video on the screen, but I'm like, bro, I don't have time to be chopping up a reaction video and then trying to fight copyright. I'm not doing that. So that's probably the only time I'm going to do a reaction video like that again. It just didn't do very well. But anyway, let's get into these clips here. Man, let's talk about Willa. Willa is trash. Willa is trash. I don't like her. She's very needy. She's doing all this stuff for attention. She's sitting there with Manziel. I'm like, you're not reading the room. You sitting next to a killer. You just looking at your dad like, okay. And then later in that episode when he took Manziel outside and beat the crap out of him, I like that part as well. But that's when I really, let me see what's going on here. So I think that was at the end of episode 2 here. I believe like right here. Yeah. At the end of episode 2 when old boy was kicking his ass. So yeah, definitely one of my favorite parts of the first 4 episodes thus far. I have not seen episode 5 yet. I watch it on Hulu next day, so I can't watch it live, but it's on tonight if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, let's go back here. So in the beginning of the series here, of course, we kick things off with Willa and Raylan, and then they bump into these 2 knuckleheads right here, Dumb and Dumber, dumb criminals. You just happen to bump into a U.S. Marshal. That's crazy, right? So, of course, he winds up taking them to Detroit, where they, he has to testify in the trial or whatever. But what's his name, Tyrone. He ends up getting off because Raylan made a couple stops along the way, and he had him in a hot ass car. And dude had a good ass lawyer, which we find out her name's Carolyn, and they're gonna have. It looks like they're pointing towards interracial relations. Ain't nothing wrong with a little, mixed love, right? So it looks like we're heading that way. Definitely, at the end of episode 4, but we're building up to that. But we get your boy Keith David right here. Like I said earlier, I wish they would have drug him out a little longer as far as his character. I don't know if he was like corrupt or something like that with the whole little black book or whatever they got going on with him. He has dirt on people and stuff like that. So we didn't know what he was into. So I would have liked to see him maybe be a corrupt judge or something like that. Maybe another obstacle Raylan has to face or something like that. I think they could have did more with the judge rather than just kill him off in the first episode. But that's pretty much what we have here as far as the setup of the plot. As far as episode 1, the judge wants Raylan to find out who tried to bomb him early in the episode. And then, of course, they catch the guy, and it was funny when his mama dimed him out pretty much. And then another character I wanted to point out right here. Hold on. Yeah, boy. Amin Joseph. If y'all are not familiar with him, he is Unc Jerome from Snowfall, which is also an FX show. So, kind of got happy when I saw him, but I haven't seen him since episode 1. And then episode 4, the lady was looking at the tax lien at her house. So that was the only other mention of him, so pretty much he's a trash ex-boyfriend. But hopefully they do more with his character with, the episodes that they have left. So I think that's another opportunity that they're kind of missing out on right there. Very great actor, but I wish they would do more with his character. But, other than that, let's go into Manziel here. As far as the big bad, what I think of him, I think he's a little, he's cool. He's a badass, but I just like, these Albanians should have caught up to him by now. I don't know. He making those Albanians look weak. The last episode, he just drove by after everything happened when they were torturing the girl. I like their character too. The chick that was speaking in whatever that I didn't know what she was talking in. She was probably cussing them out in whatever Asian dialect that was. But she was a cool character as well. So after Raylan killed the Albanian dude, the dude just drove by, bang. I was like, really? Y'all letting this dude get out on all y'all, man. It's one guy. So just go back here, just show what's going on with old boy here let me go back. I don't know why I popped out of that. So of course he has this gun he's trying to stash away at Sweetie's, another character we're introduced to, which I'll talk about in just a second. His girlfriend Sandy, of course. And so we got that storyline going on with him. And it was just random how he bumped into the judge. The judge, he wasn't even looking for the judge. He just happened to be happenstance when they were trying to, get over on that other Albanian guy who's a sucker. And they just happened to cross each other's paths, and he ended up killing the judge and getting his book. So I was like, that's a weird way to kind of get into that story. I think that could have been written a little bit better, but it is what it is. But what do y'all think is in this book? I guess we know now that it's basically different names, like the people that he maybe has dirt on or something like that. But that's all we really know, and we know it's valuable, I guess, at this point. So how is Manziel and I guess Sweetie, who seems to be partnered up with him at the end of episode 4, I believe, how are they going to monetize that, so to say? So interested to see what else is in this book and what it leads them to, things of that nature. But it's just kind of weird how Manziel just bumped into the judge and then he ended up killing him. So I think, like I said, I think that could have been written better. So let's see. Let's go next up here. Let's talk about this interracial love affair that's going on. We know it's going to happen. So I was like, okay, I see where they're going here. But I guess it depends. If this is going to have to go longer if we're going to expound upon this whole relationship between her name is Carolyn, right? Carolyn and Raylan or whatnot. But I guess they're can make a cute couple. I don't know, but we shall see. But let's go ahead and hop into episode 2. I didn't really mean to step on episode 1 that long anyway. So start off episode 2, of course. That's the end of episode 1 right there. So let me go to episode 2 right here, and then we get the backstory of Sweetie. So definitely caught my interest right here. I wouldn't expect him to turn on whoever his crew was right here. So that was a good plot point right there. So that made Sweetie more interesting. I'm like, okay, what's the backstory between Sweetie and Manziel when they first met up in episode 1, right? So we get a little bit backstory on that. And we also get a little bit backstory on Carolyn and why she represents Manziel in the first place. Is there some type of dirt that he has on her? What is her motivation to help out this guy? I can't really quite remember if it was explicitly stated, other than she's a friend of Sweetie. You know what I'm saying? So, but she pretty much has to defend this man, even though she knows he's a killer. So that's her, conflict within this series right here. And then of course, dude's girl, Sandy, right? And she's trying to put that gun away because he used it to kill the judge. And she remembered that he stuffed it back at the bathroom. So she goes back to do that. And then we get that whole run around as far as, the gun, and then Sweetie found it. So Sweetie still, I think that's going to come into play. I don't think they would have just showed that part from them where you put the gun back in the jukebox. So I think that gun is going to come back into play with Sweetie. But right now it seems like they're partnered up. I got a feeling either Sweetie's going to turn on Manziel or Manziel is going to get Sweetie up out of here. I'm thinking the latter. I don't know. We'll see. Then did I speak on this already? The end of episode 2 right here. Of course, Raylan beats the crap out of Manziel. One of my favorite scenes of the series thus far. And like I said earlier with Willa, it just didn't make no sense to me. I'm like, you should read the room. You should know that. I'm like, okay, there's tension between your dad and this guy. You can just look at him just with the eye test and know that he's up to no good. And she's just chilling like it's all, rainbows and sunshine. So, but yeah, we'll see if Willa comes back. So, going into episode 3, I thought they would have, I guess they did have a conversation, to explain what happened the night before. She looked so shook up at the end of episode 2 when she was crying, and I expect a little bit more going into their conversation with episode 3, but it is what it is with that scene. And then of course, we sent her off at the airport. So that's the end so far with Willa. Okay. All right, so about to wrap up here. Let's go into episode 4 after, Manziel crushed old dude's leg right here, and then they send the Albanians after him. I thought maybe they was going to rough him up a little bit, at least that's what I wanted anyway. I'm kind of ready for Manziel to, to get his already, but of course, I guess they're going to save that, for the last episode, or, if there are multiple seasons, will he make it multiple seasons? I don't know. But let's see, after this, and of course, Raylan goes to talk to the, I guess, one of the bosses of the Albanians or whatever. And then he pretty much says, hey, it's on site. And then the other dude, is his name Brill, I believe. I don't know. Y'all tell me, who do y'all side with right here? It's pretty much justice versus street justice. Let the animals kill the animals, right? I don't know. I kind of wanted to side with Brill. I was kind of like, hey, just let them take each other out. That's kind of how I felt. But Raylan wants justice to preserve right here. So he wants him locked up in a cell. Honestly, if it were me, I was just like, hey, just let the Albanians take the dude out there. Because if they didn't go to the house in the first place, who knows? Maybe Sandy would eventually have gone over there and they could have got what they want, So, I don't know. I kind of side with the other guy right there, even though he's a little bit on the darker side of justice, right? That's probably why I shouldn't be a police officer. Let's see what else we got here. Of course, we got the little black book here with the name, so we're gonna see how that comes into play. Of course, we have Sweetie and Manziel. It seems like they're gonna be teaming up at the end of the episode. We'll see how long this partnership lasts, but it seems like Sweetie is basically tired of playing these games of looking over his shoulder and all that stuff like that. So we shall see. And then of course I talked about the scene with the Albanians. I like this scene right here too. This chick was tripping me out. Probably cussing those dudes out in whatever language she was speaking or whatever. But she was tough. Then of course, end of that scene right there, I was like, boy, just drove by. It's like this man just sliding past all of y'all. I'm like, come on, man. This is like a super villain right now. And then of course, right, okay, let me talk about this. Of course, I don't have it pictured because I didn't want to horrify y'all, but this man is always in his whitey tighties. I'm like, we gotta cut this out. I'm tired of seeing Manziel in his whitey tighties. Okay, that's all I wanted to mention right there. Getting towards the end here, of course, they come after Carolyn as well. They end up putting her in protective custody, and we end the episode with Raylan and Carolyn here, just once again, showing that. That they're probably going to end up getting together. We shall see. But we end off with episode 4. I'm about 20 minutes in. I think this is a good place to stop. I hope that wasn't too rough. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus, so excuse me if if I was a little all over the place here. But man, if y'all like this, let me know what y'all think of the series thus far. Do you want me to go into the original series? Y'all gotta let me know now. If I don't hear the feedback, I'm just gonna be like, okay, whatever. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I do plan on finish watching the series, so if you want to hear my thoughts on the rest of these episodes, now that I'm caught up, I will do it episode by episode instead of trying to condense the 4 episodes down. All right, y'all, I'm going a little overtime. Let's go ahead and get up out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.